We all love JRPGs here, but even our favorite things could sometimes annoy us. Today I wanted to go over 10 hilarious instances where a JRPG just absolutely annoyed me. I got a bunch of input from some friends, family members, and myself obviously. Keep in mind all these games I absolutely love, and whichever ones I choose to roast, it's all jokes and fun. So let's break down 10 instances JRPGs absolutely annoyed me.
Favorite battle theme. Oh, you hear the choir, bro? You hear the choir?
When that battle theme came up in Tales of Vesperia's Crystal Dungeon, man, I was so excited to hear it again.
24 hours later.
Little did I know I wasn't going to hear that song again unless I went back to that dungeon. Tales of Hearts R also had this, where they had an amazing battle theme that only played in one or two sections, like the post-game dungeon and then one small forest. And it sucks because some of these themes are honestly so amazing and outclass the regular battle themes, and you just don't get to hear much of it. I understand a unique battle theme for a set area, but Tales is kind of funny with it because usually the one they do show in these set areas is just so good you want to hear it all the time. Our number 9 spot for a JRPG that has annoyed us is a recent one. Final Fantasy XVI was a fantastic journey, really fun game. One thing though I don't understand is why they decided to make Clive walk at the speed of my grandma going to the market.
Bro, can you run?
Final Fantasy XVI had you going through every area so damn slow. I know you have your chocobo and that takes you through areas pretty speedy, but if you want to grab an item or talk to any NPC, you have to hop off the chocobo, and when you go into towns, you cannot run or do anything. And the run is so inconsistent, it almost just comes on randomly, so it was kind of funny. My brother in particular doesn't play many JRPGs, and he's enjoying Final Fantasy XVI right now, but he comes to me and goes, dude, I get so annoyed when this game just makes me slowly jog through every area. Yeah, that's what you get for throwing all those spells at me and teleporting around the room and such.
Need some help?
Help? What do you mean help?
Darkness. The true darkness!
Did I really just beat her for her to come back to life as a dragon? Number 8 is beating the boss but losing in the cutscene. This has happened to everyone in many JRPGs. It's honestly hilarious each time, especially if the second phase ends up being even stronger than the first phase. It doesn't bother me too much, especially if they have to push the story forward in that way, but I know this annoys a lot of people and it's definitely gotten to be from time to time. Number 7 is too much damn loot. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I cannot stand it when games these days drop so much loot and it's all kind of meaningless. Strangers of Paradise is the example I'm going to use here. No joke, you kill anything and it will drop a green, blue, and purple variation of the same weapon. And you're always sifting through it, trying to delete what doesn't matter, but getting scared if you deleted a good weapon. Too much loot and loot that doesn't matter is seriously annoying, and it's not the biggest trend in JRPGs. It's actually more of a Western game trend, but I've been seeing it a little bit and it's annoying each time when my inventory is like, you're full with bullshit. Great combat system though. All right, time to do some big boy damage to this boss. I might be here a while. Going into a boss and you're noticing you're just doing absolute chip damage. Whether it's the game itself, where I know a lot of people say this with Tales of Arise. I didn't have that issue too much, but I use this as an example because I hear it a lot. But other games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, in my personal opinion, had this issue. But sometimes you just go fight a boss and you're there for too long. They're a sponge. Or if you're doing like a level 1 run on Kingdom Hearts 3 base game or something on that sort and you're just doing absolute chip damage, it is always so annoying. Big waste of time. This number 5 spot is a big one. Now, some games have story DLC where the game comes as a full package and the story DLC is just extras for the fans. Fans wanted more content, so the devs gave it to us. But there's some instances, like with Soul Hackers 2, for example, where the game shipped and it's complete, but the DLC feels like they just took a piece of content out of the base game to sell it as DLC. And many people were not happy with this. Another good example is my favorite game of all time, Kingdom Hearts 3. One thing I have to admit though is the remind content should not have been DLC. Like, it's unfortunate. Some people just won't play it because they just write off DLC and they don't pay attention to that stuff. So it could always hurt a game when you take too much of a story section and put that gatekeep behind DLC. I really enjoyed my time with Soul Hackers 2, and again, Kingdom Hearts 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, so yeah, it really sucks when the DLC aspect comes into it from these companies. Some people might get mad at me for this one, but this drove me absolutely insane. So I was just playing Lightning Returns for the first time, and I was enjoying the game. The combat system I think is great, very underrated. Story's interesting, but you know what stopped me from streaming it? I just had to do quest after quest just to grow levels, because you don't get XP from enemies. Now, you get weapons and you get this thing called EP, which helps you with your timer if you know this game. But regardless, not being able to level up by fighting enemies, I just don't agree with it. The only game I ever think that did that decently is Sekiro, and even then that's like my least favorite Souls game, and that's one of the biggest reasons. Being able to go out and just fight whatever small enemy you want, or find a specific grinding area to make yourself a bit stronger if you feel like the boss is just a little bit too strong, I think that's such an important aspect to RPGs and your growth in your levels that stopping XP from battles, I just don't agree with it, and it really annoys me. I want to make clear the problem isn't the challenge aspect of it. I can't go grind, so therefore it's challenging. No. What did they replace with the enemies for XP? You have to go do side quests, and frankly, it just wasn't that fun. So it's hard to rip that out of an RPG and replace it with something equally as fun. Number 3 is when a JRPG barely has any save slots. Remember when everyone booted up Kingdom Hearts 3 for the first time, all hyped, and you went to go save your game and you're like, why the hell is there 9 save slots when you used to have 99? Well, a lot of JRPGs, these games, basically just modern games, either only have autosave or they have very small amount of save slots, and for JRPG gamers that's really annoying because sometimes we like to save it between certain missions or save before a boss fight so we could try a different strategy or just relive the moment without having to replay through the entire game. So yeah, having too little of save slots, not good for JRPGs. Now, if you know me, every puzzle is annoying, if you know what I'm saying, but I'm putting bad puzzles on here because I know everybody doesn't want to sit at a boring puzzle that's not actually intriguing and doesn't make you think very hard. Sometimes they're so lazily done and you're just like, wow, this is a big time waster, or you're thinking so hard about what to do and it ended up being so simple it shouldn't have even been a puzzle in the first place. I also want to mention, I don't necessarily think Final Fantasy X's puzzles are bad. I have the gameplay in the background because as someone who doesn't like puzzles, I could not even tell you which ones are actually good or not. I'm a combat guy. And the final JRPG annoyance on our list is going to be removing your equipment or party once you've already had stuff. Now, there's a lot of games that do this, and to me personally at least, it's very annoying. If you know the dungeon in Final Fantasy 15 where they remove your party and all your equipment and you're running around with nothing but your bare hands, yup, that's what I'm talking about. If you know the parts in Dragon Quest 11 where they remove your abilities and your entire team for story reasons, yeah. I'm not a big fan of those things. You know, once I build my team, I don't want it taken away from me and having to rebuild stuff, but yeah. I hope you guys got some entertainment out of these 10 annoyances that have happened to me and a few friends with JRPG history. There's always going to be a little bit of annoyances with the things you love, and honestly, some of these are honestly hilarious, so I'm glad I got to put this list together and throw out some fun for you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you enjoy my JRPG content, definitely make sure to subscribe. I have some amazing videos in the works. I appreciate you guys for always showing the support on my channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.